we were basically supplying or exporting 80% of our produce to US. Now we export to 80 countries.
Wow.
And I'm happy to say that after I have joined my father's business, we have kind of recorded the turnover at 474 crores only for seafood.
So regarding the seafood business, like what do you think about the scope of the business?
जैसे इंडिया में we had a monopoly on seafood exports for a very long time. But अभी हमारे साथ आ गए हैं हमारे पड़ोसी लोग Ecuador. So Ecuador is basically closer to USA. So what happens is they have an advantage of time to market. So what we have to do in India is we have to constantly innovate and look at value-added products, look at how we make our products more sellable through our taste. Because what we know, probably we have the advantage of experience and on our side. Though Ecuador is a booming market, but experience kabhi waste nahi jata. So we have to basically keep adding on to our experience and expertise and keep innovating to keep up with the competition. That's what I would say.
That's true. Because that is the base we have actually. We need to add the value in that, then only we can compete with the market.
Deliver at your best to the customer, on time, with quality, and be a dependable, trusted partner. रोटी कपड़ा और मकान दुनिया में रहेगा.
जब तक
दुनिया है, तब तक रहेगा.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम इन केडी सुषमा चैनल। आज हम जानने वाले हैं एक लीगेसी के बारे में एंड दिस इज इनक्रेडिबल सक्सेस स्टोरी एक्चुअली इन द इंडस्ट्री एंड इन द इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस आल्सो। And to all my audience, this is really a nice podcast for you all, like how to do the startup business, but instead of that, how to grow as a legacy, how to continue it as a generation to generation. And like there are good marketing lessons also, there are good sales skill sets also required, but most over that, how you can sustain and retain in the business. So what is needed to that? Seafood industry का scope क्या है? What are the opportunities? But yes, what are the challenges also and how you can tackle? But रोटी कपड़ा मकान कैसे आपको relevant रख सकता है and sustain रख सकता है? That is the whole story of the Magnum group of industries. Definitely must watch this video till the end and you will get to know a lot of insights actually. And one pleasant personality you will meet definitely in this video. Learn from her actually how to speak. So welcome Samidha ma'am.
Namaste.
Director promoter of Magnus Group of Industries and आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है इस चैनल में and first of all thank you so much for giving the time and opportunity to learn about you, to listen from you actually. Very pleasant personality I met today.
Thank you so much and hi everyone. Happy to be here and spending some airtime with Sushma. And I've been going through her channels. It's a joy to watch what she's doing. So
yes, thank you so
pleasure
much.
Pleasure is mutual.
Yeah, same here. So about the Magnum Group of Industry?
So Magnum Group of Industries is actually my sibling. The sibling one, if I have to say, like we are two daughters born to two entrepreneurs, my father and my mother, and then the third sibling is Magnum. So it's like, so that's what that's how we look at it. So Magnum Group of Industries was something that my parents kind of created, curated, and pioneered in their young age. When they were in their 20s, they brought Magnum to life scratch. So I have been watching my parents kind of bring Magnum to life. And and जैसे बच्चा बड़ा होता है वैसे ही मैग्नम को बड़े होते हुए देखा है
आपके साथ,
अब मेरे साथ। तो अब मैं बोलूंगी कि हम लोग साथ साथ बढ़ेंगे।
Okay. It's really great actually.
Yes.
So what are the sectors or products you are dealing?
So we started, so my father and my mother had this vision of basically getting Magnum to a recognition in Odisha and in the country. So वो लोग पहले शुरू किए with a company called Polymers and Fibers, which is basically into plastics and net making and twines and ropes. And from there they started selling from Odisha to India. So India के बहुत सारे states को sell किए. Then my father has always been a visionary. So उन्होंने फिर बोला कि let's start exploring the export route. Now we are selling in India. Let's go from India to overseas. And that's how Magnum Seafood came about. तो Magnum Seafood का journey बहुत ही interesting रहा है. And I have been watching it grow as a child with me. And now I'm happy that, I'm part of Magnum and I'm taking care of what my parents have created and managing the legacy.
Wow, it's really nice. And we have gone through the website and got to know about that. It is not about the seafood business. It is not about the polymer also, but it is like expanded to the other sectors also.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's really great to know about that. So how your journey started with Magnum?
So like I said, we both have grown up together. So having said that, my journey with Magnum has been very on and off. I remember when I was a 14-year-old girl and my father was like, mujhe chahiye tha pocket money for a trip. So my father was like, kaam karo and then earn your own living.
Okay.
So he's been a man of financial discipline. So उन्होंने मुझे actually बचपन से ही सिखाया कि you have to have your own rhythm when it comes to your finances. So because thanks to the genes that have been passed on, I had a knack for writing. And when I was 16 years old, I created the first website for Magnum.
Wow.
So what you see now is a edited version. Again, this needs to be further improved because there's always scope for improvement. But the first website was created by me when I was 16 years old, and that earned me my trip.
Oh.
So, but yes, so that's where how my journey with Magnum started. But after having said that, then I started my career in the corporate world, where I have worked with companies like Microsoft, HP, Oracle, whether it be EMC and Dell.
Okay.
So I have worked with I would say most of the MNCs, and then finally I retired with Ericsson.
Oh.
So when I say that, yes, I've taken a corporate retirement right now because I was very clear that when I joined my father's business, I should feel that I have lived the life on the other side. Okay. So I have lived that life and I have joined Magnum now, and I'm helping my father and the entire family. Basically now the kind of management rests on me because my parents have become senior citizens, but they don't feel they are. But what we do now is that we basically have taken the company to the next level. They started with something called diversification of products,
right,
which is very important for the export market and to keep yourself relevant in the export industry.
Yes.
Because आप अगर वही धनिया powder sell करोगे, वो धनिया powder after a few years it'll get redundant. So you have to think from धनिया to जीरा, जीरा to हल्दी, हल्दी to इलायची.
Yeah.
Similarly, जैसे spices का होता है, वैसे seafood का भी होता है. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to keep innovating, keep diversifying your products, which my parents have done a very good job on. From IQF, we started a cooking line. So we went into semi-cooked prawns. So they started the product diversification. What I am doing now is diversification of our target audience. Wow. So pehle we were basically supplying or exporting 80% of our produce to US. Now we export to 80 countries.
Wow.
Okay. So we export to 80 countries, and I'm happy to say that after I have joined my father's business, we have kind of recorded the turnover at 474 crores only for seafood. So just as I said, this is
really great.
Yeah, this is like a third company, and we are happy that, we all are growing with it.
Yes, so that's really amazing actually. And yes, what you said correctly, diversification is really needed for the business. Growth and sustainability that comes with the diversification only.
I agree to that, because growth to aapka if you have the will, there will be a way. Yeah. And jaise bolte hain, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So aapko jugaad, and Indians have this thing of jugaad mil hi jata hai. But what you need to do is you have to constantly stay relevant in the market. When I say stay relevant, market ko kya chahiye? Abhi unko frozen prawns chahiye tha. अभी हम लोग जिस जमाने में, when my parents were there, उनके जमाने में people were happy with frozen prawns. घर ले गए frozen prawns, उनको cook कर दिया प्याज व्याज डाल के, and then they are very happy. But हमारे ज़माने में we don't even have time to cook onions.
Yes.
So we have to give them semi-cooked prawns or value-added products.
Yes, yes.
So, because we don't have that time. And maybe हमारे बच्चों के ज़माने में और भी कुछ हुआ होगा.
So convenience is the only key.
So you have to keep yourself relevant to the target audience and the customers you're selling to. Also know the pulse of the countries that you're selling to. जैसे US में, there's a lot of I would say demand for IQF prawns and a demand for semi-cooked prawns and stuff. Whereas there is a lot of demand in Asia for in just regular
Only,
block frozen prawns. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to just know your target audience and then cater to that market accordingly. So product diversification and staying relevant to the respective markets.
That is the key factors, actually, we can say.
Yes.
So while dealing with the foreign countries, like from USA to the 80 countries, your journey is so amazing in that. So what do you think, like, what is needed for the market development?
One thing that is important, and I'm a marketing person, like I told you, I sold myself to the marketing world long time back. So what is very important is customer obsession. अपने customers को, like Mahatma Gandhi said, customer is God. है ना? तो customer obsession is key, and know your customers. वो चाहे आपका agent क्यों ना हो, लेकिन वो आपको धंधा दे रहा है, वो आपको market में ला रहा है. So your agent is God for you.
Yes.
So ठीक है ना? मतलब जो भी है, agent हो, direct buyers हो, whoever you're dealing with, the person who brings money to your wallet is basically the most important person for you. So that is one thing that is very important. And the second thing that is very important from a market point of view is be aware of your competition. जैसे इंडिया में we had a monopoly on seafood exports for a very long time. But अभी हमारे साथ आ गए हैं हमारे पड़ोसी लोग Ecuador. So Ecuador is basically closer to USA. So what happens is they have an advantage of time to market. So what we have to do in India is we have to constantly innovate and look at value-added products. Look at how we make our products more sellable through our because what we know, probably we have the advantage of experience and on our side. Though Ecuador is a booming market, but experience kabhi waste nahi jata. So we have to basically keep adding on to our experience and expertise and keep innovating to keep up to the competition. That's true.
That's true. Because that is the base we have, actually. We need to add the value in that, then only we can compete with the market.
True.
That's true. So being a marketing person, what do you think, like, what are the skills needed to be in the market? So as a business person.
So the skills needed is basically dependability, trust, and your commitment. So when I say your commitment as a business house, person ko bhi chhod do. As a business house, whatever you commit, you need to deliver on that. I always tell this to my staff. I tell this to everybody who I meet, that we have to practice one thing: commit to deliver, deliver to commitment. So that is something that everybody should do. क्योंकि आप एक बार commit कर दिए हो ना, उसको आप fulfill करो. नहीं तो reputation is very key.
Yes.
And this is what I learned very young from my parents, that जो भी हो अपना रेप्यूटेशन रखना, क्योंकि ये आपकी कंट्री पे इज्जत आता है, खुद पे नहीं. बिकॉज आपकी कंट्री, आपकी स्टेट और आपका बिजनेस सब एक साथ इंटरवाइंड है. नहीं तो ना इंप्रेशन हो जाएगा इंडिया से क्वालिटी ठीक नहीं है. सो you have to always have that commitment to deliver at your best to the customer on time with quality and be a dependable, trusted partner. That is what I think.
And that is really true, because I also heard a lot of things from when I was traveling to other countries, actually, कि एक तो time delay, जो आप बोलते हो देते नहीं हो. So ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो मैटर करती है बिजनेस के लिए.
लेकिन वो डिले ना हमारे बस में भी कभी कभी नहीं होता है. कभी शिप जा रहा है, हम लोग शिप में भेजते हैं, स्पाइसेस हो,
there are unforeseen circumstances.
Prawns हो, we basically send it through containers on the sea. रूट तो वही है, इनोवेशन वहां पे हुआ नहीं है, तो क्या कर सकते हैं. तो there are problems that we face at port challenges होते हैं, documentation issues होते हैं. So but we have to always, because like I said, India has the experience which the other competing countries don't have. We have to use the experience of the past and build a better tomorrow. जो हमने सीखा है हमारे mistakes से, we should make sure that it's kind of avoided in the future.
Right. So even in that circumstances also, if you deliver the communication properly to the customer, they will understand that part.
True. Yeah. That's why I said customer is God, and be transparent. इसीलिए I don't know whether you guys have noticed, but हम लोगों का Magnum का logo है Magnum in collaboration with you. यही हमारा tagline है. In collaborate. So we totally believe in the story in collaboration philosophy. You have to collaborate with your suppliers. कि suppliers के साथ relationship अच्छा हो, तो ही आप you get your stuff on time, right? You get your raw material on time. Then आपका relationship with your employees. So
that is also important.
employees को क्या चाहिए? They need their salaries on time.
Yeah.
They need their monthly appreciation,
Yes.
monthly acknowledgements. वो करते रहो. Keep your employees happy. They will work for you happily
Yes,
as a
and
family.
they will make you happy.
They'll make you happy. So we all have to like work in collaboration, and at the end, collaboration with your customer. When I say collaboration with your customer, and this is going back to what I said, trusted partner.
Yeah.
Communicate to them with honesty and deliver them quality. So
Okay.
everything is on space.
That's really great, actually. So regarding the seafood business, like, what do you think about the scope of the business in international?
There is a lot of scope. जैसे हमने I don't know whether आपने ये मूवी देखा होगा रोटी कपड़ा और मकान. रोटी कपड़ा और मकान दुनिया में रहेगा जब तक
दुनिया है तब तक रहेगा.
तब तक रहेगा. और with the new generations coming, there is a lot of advancement in food as well. So the seafood business will continue to grow. The fact that we are getting competition from other countries, whereas at some point हम लोग राज करते थे, अब हमारे साथ और लोग भी आ गए हैं, that means this business is going to stay. And there is going to be a demand for it across all countries. पहले let's say we were exporting to US, हमारे तरह बाकी बहुत सारे seafood houses भी they're exploring other countries. It's just not Magnum. So I would say कि the competition will continue to grow. That means your product is safe.
Yes.
When there is no competition, then you have to worry. But yes, your product is safe. ये नहीं कि so you have to keep up with the competition. You have to keep innovating. You have to keep challenging yourself, and you have to keep creating value-added products, or like my parents have taught me diversification of the product portfolio to stay relevant.
Yes, so it means change is the constant.
Change is constant.
So be a change.
Be a change. Be a change, and be the leader in change, and be early adapters. So adapt. Understanding that the market ka need kya hai and adapting to it quickly and changing your rhythm. That's very important.
Really, that's true actually. So being a woman entrepreneur, we can say, what are the challenges you think like you faced, or it is actually on the path?
Woman to woman, have you faced any challenges?
Yeah, there are a lot.
Exactly. A woman never, see, the thing is, this is what my mother-in-law tells me. Women is Shakti. Because, we have huge tolerance power. So I wouldn't say that women don't face any kind of challenges. I have faced my own share of challenges in the corporate world and otherwise. Because we work in a world where still the concept is, where even in the Western world, the concept is man is the bread earner.
Yeah.
Man is the bread earner and the woman is the supporting factor.
Yes.
So आप क्यों ना जितना भी successful हो जाएं, but it is always going to be the man of the house who's the head of the family.
Yes,
right?
That's true.
So except for a community in Kerala where it is a matriarchal culture. So yes, there will be challenges. I wouldn't say थोड़ा सा आपको chauvinism दिखेगा यहाँ वहाँ, and especially in the food industry जो थोड़ा unorganized है, क्योंकि वहाँ पे बहुत सारे target audiences के साथ आपको deal करना पड़ता है. There are people who are not very, I would say, the people who are very traditional mindset. There are kinds of people who are highly educated and evolved, and there are also people who have this notion कि लड़की आई है क्या करेगी, और वो क्या समझेगी इसके भाव पाव के बारे में, है ना? तो that's a kind of attitude you have to deal with. So ठीक है सुन लेना. Just my advice to all women, just be a thick-skinned rhino and prove yourself. So be a rhinoceros, be thick-skinned, because whatever comes your way, believe me, it's just a lesson that is making you stronger along the way.
Yeah. So they collect the stones and make a wall.
Exactly. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yes,
so
yes.
thick-skinned rhino and make a wall.
And that wall will protect you actually.
Exactly.
No, that's true. But this is a practical thing actually. Like somehow it is not about the gender bias we are doing here, but it is the many women are facing the same challenges.
And what change nahi hoga, let's accept it. But it's like, and that's why my mother-in-law has taught me this very young when I got married. You're Shakti. Yeah. That means you're the strength of the family. So and that's why, we are able to build walls, men are not.
Really. That's true. So believe in yourself,
and whatever you tend to do, but ये नहीं कि wall बना के बैठ जाओ wall के अंदर, वो wall is your shield.
Yes,
so you have to keep.
तो जब जरूरी है तब निकालो, otherwise just be as you are.
Be as you are, because that also society is evolving. So I think the pressure on that whole biases are decreasing. So खुद के मन में bias मत रखो कि मैं लड़की हूँ तो इसीलिए मेरे साथ ये हो रहा है. Don't have your own biases.
Right.
Be free. Think that you can do it, and believe me, sky is the limit.
And that's really true. The sky is the limit for everyone actually,
Yes.
who will believe on self and they will perform actually as per that.
True.
So just one question actually, like as a startup, there are multiple set of challenges and multiple set of skills also needed to start a business from the scratch, like your father did that, right? Because their set of challenges are totally different. But to run the legacy or to build that legacy, what are the set of different challenges actually companies are facing?
So there is one big I would say there are three verticals I would divide it into. The challenges that we face. First, obviously, it comes this whole concept of staying relevant in the market, being customer centric. Whatever my parents have grow it to the next level. So there is always a pressure on second generation. जैसे अमिताभ बच्चन से ज़्यादा pressure शायद अभिषेक बच्चन पे था. Probably that is you never know. So that is always there. So second generation always feels the brunt because ये लोग जो भी शुरू किए थे, they started from a clean slate. हमारे लिए तो already लिखा पढ़ा होके आया है. So now we have to take it to the next level. So the first challenge is maintain and sustain what your parents have created. तो उड़ाओ नहीं, waste मत करो. जो उन्होंने किया है, and learn the best practices from them. It has worked till here, right? So वो work करेगा. It will work if it has worked till here. But how to take it to the next level is your acumen and your IQ. Like for instance, I'm constantly looking at expanding the business into more other startups. Like we have come up with a lot of other companies like water engineering plant. We have opened a Magnum Matrix करके एक है marketing company, marketing and events company. So we're constantly innovating on what my parents have created, which will kind of support our mother company that is seafood.
Right.
Like Magnum Matrix provides all the marketing material needed to seafood.
Okay.
At cost to cost.
Right.
So जो in-house हम कर सकते हैं, हम उसको in-house ही use करेंगे, right? So why go to other vendors? तो वहाँ पे पैसा भी आप बचा रहे हो, and you're also starting a new company which can get business to you.
Yes.
So you have to constantly think this is what an engineering plant was. So it will basically complement what seafood is doing.
So parent company and the children's.
And the children.
Yes.
So that is what we have to constantly do. And then the second thing is employee retention. Because पहले employees were के mindsets अलग होते थे. They liked stability. आजकल they like variety. So उनको कैसे you give them the variety internally.
Yes.
Make intrapreneurs out of entrepreneurs. So entrepreneurs of from your employees. मतलब what I mean is एक हुआ entrepreneur जो जाके बाहर बेचता है और एक हुआ intrapreneur जो अपने skills को अंदर अप्लाई करके उभर जाता है. So that is so make entrepreneurs out of your employees so that they kind of don't look for variety and they stick with you because that is very important. And the third thing I would say is what my parents have taught me: financial discipline in your payments, financial discipline in getting payments, financial discipline with paying to the banks. It's very important because financial discipline होगा ना, बाकी सब आपका चला जाएगा. अब अपने लाइन में हो जाएगा. पैसा जो भी हो, 10 रुपए का भी पैसा आप इन्वेस्ट करते हो ना, make sure if you borrow 10 rupees from somebody and you earn 15 out of it, कोई बेच के एक पेन बेचा आपने 15 रुपए you made, make sure that you give that 10 rupees back to the person from whom you borrowed. That is because 5 रुपए आपका ही हुआ ना, तो फिर वो आदमी आपको और एक बार 10 रुपए देगा. So banks का भी वही है. So be a good bank repayer of interest and EMIs, pay on time, pay to your suppliers, pay to and make sure your customers pay you on time with constant follow-up.
Then only you can pay to
exactly.
others.
So basically that is all boils down to financial discipline. So it's very important to have your financial discipline and financial planning in place. And just say like I've learned this very young, kitna dala kitna mila.
Okay.
It all boils down to कितना डाला कितना मिला.
Okay. अगर ये बेसिक भी रूल फॉलो किया जाए तो भी बहुत कुछ हो सकता है.
बहुत कुछ हो सकता है.
क्योंकि ये चेक रखना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है.
True.
नहीं तो बस डालते जाएंगे, मिला कितना पता ही नहीं है. That's really good actually. What you said, it is totally true and resonate to the businesses. If they applied this all the things, definitely the growth is there actually.
True.
And the last one, Samidha, I'm really impressed by your thoughts and the speech and learnings you have given. So what is the best advice you can give to the businesses or the women's or the startups or the generations they are creating legacy?
So, okay, that's giving advice to others. That's like putting me in a spot. But yes, एक चीज which I have learned and which I will definitely give everybody a piece of my own mind is, where there's a will, there's a way. Give up. So your business is like your baby. Don't give up. अगर आपको करना है, just put your mind to it and put your effort to it, and then the rest all will come. बोलते हैं ना वो,
Yes.
there's a shout.
Universe,
The
मतलब वो-
universe will
yes,
play along,
yes.
but then yes, you have to have a plan and execute on it. Effort करो and अपने आप results आ जाएंगे.
That's really best advice we can say. Because बाकी सारी चीजें तो चलती ही रहती है, but अगर if there is not a will, then how the way will be.
And don't always look at the negatives कि हमको ये problem हो रहा है इस government office से, ये problem हो रहा है इस agency से, customer पैसा नहीं दे. Problems होंगी तो ही results आएंगे.
Yes,
you know, you'll
yes.
find solutions. So problems are a part of it, I would say. So don't look at the problems, look at the bigger picture, look at the solution. You keep your goal high. कि जैसे कि now our target is we have to become a 1,000 crore company in the next
Wow.
five years, and we are just sticking to that. Baki sab is peripheral, like you
Yes,
know, baki
yes,
sab
yes.
is peripheral. There are problems every day businesses में एक ना एक challenge
कुछ
आता
तो
ही
आता
है,
ही है.
कुछ ना कुछ तो आएगा. Either
Yes.
raw material का problem आया या फिर product process
Yes,
करते
yes,
वक्त
yes.
कुछ
Supplier
problem
का
आ
आएगा,
गया,
market का
हाँ,
आता है.
कुछ bacteria issue आ गया, so you dispose of the whole lot.
हम्म.
Every day there is a challenge, but that challenge makes you stronger. Next
Yes.
time you will make sure that you know कैसे वो challenge prevent किया जा
Yeah, so it is है ना कि क्या करना चाहिए कि better है क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. And this is the actually whole glimpse of whole story we can say.
Yeah, and I think and what my I learned very young. I will just give that to my fellow friends who are watching us. That roti kapda makan will always stay. So think of businesses in these lines.
Yes, yes.
Because हमारे friends आ रहे हैं हमारे साथ to join us. That is AI friends.
Oh.
So a lot of stuff will get AI'd, but
Okay.
roti kapda makan will not get AI'd.
That's true.
क्योंकि
And
खाना खुद खाना पड़ेगा. रहना
वो AI
खुद
नहीं देगा.
वो AI नहीं देगा. घर खुद बनाना पड़ेगा. घर में भी आप जितना AI चीजें लगा सकते हो, स्मार्ट डिवाइसेस लगा सकते हो, लेकिन घर सीमेंट से ही बनेगा.
वो तो है.
है ना. और कपड़ा, you always have to wear clothes. That cannot be AI enabled.
Yes.
So stay relevant, because we are moving into a robotic age. We are moving into an AI world. So always focus on the primary needs of human beings, because human wants are unlimited and they will stay forever.
Right, that's never ending.
That's never ending.
Until unless we are in the earth, we are on the earth, that is actually really continuous.
Yes.
It's really nice to know all the things from you actually, and the discussions are never ending. We can say like roti kapda makan. Learnings are also never ending, and I would love to talk to you more and more on this. But yes, definitely for this podcast, we got so much insights from you actually. So like how to go ahead and all the things. So thank you, Samidhaji. Thank you so much for giving the time opportunity to learn from you and listen from you also. And we wish you all the best to the Magnum group of industry and to all to achieve the more than 1,000+ crore turnover in the coming years also.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much.